Welcome to Vsb News Online for Thursday, May 14th. I'm Peter Cattell. The controversy over the airport development scheme boiled over in the Senate when opposition leader Senator Diallo-Rabane accused the OBA of engaging in a series of scandals in which they had tried to mislead the public, and Senate leader Michael Fay advised him that people who lived in glass houses should not throw stones.
We have the government presenting us with one thing. Initially, the Progressive Labor Party saying it's something else, i.e. privatization of the airport, the government denying it wholeheartedly, and then, lo and behold, some documents pop up that allegedly support this privatization stance. We even have a release from the Royal Gazette yesterday from the company in Canada that's involved in this CCC that seemingly state or back up what we heard on Monday, that it was Aecon that bought the Bermuda Airport project to CCC, and not the other way around. Will this incident drag out for another year before something happens next year? But, Madam President, I ask you, what is more harmful than a political party that has developed a reputation of saying one thing and doing another? What's more harmful than a government that puts itself in positions that seem to show the appearance of impropriety hanging over the dealings that they have with overseas investors? What's more harmful than a government whose ministers are constantly being questioned if they are knowingly misleading the people of this country with the full support of the ministerial colleagues? Madam President, in May 2014, I sat in these chambers and said, and I quote, I had to go look it up, "The people of this country need to be able to trust their representatives. The OBA has done more damage to this perception in 18 months than the PLP ever did in 14 years. At the rate that they are going, we are looking at people marching on the streets on a regular basis." 12 months later, Madam President, how many marches have we had against this government?
They've got to be very careful, Madam President, not to throw stones at glass houses, because there is a problem in Bermuda, and that problem is people seem to have very short memories. And the opposition constantly harangues the government, as is their job, and try and find scandal in just about everything. You know, most of which never borne out in fact. But I'll give you some facts, because I think the public will need to be reminded about facts. And I will add gate to the end of everything, because that seems to be language the opposition wants to deal with. TCD Gate. Grand Atlantic Gate, $400 a square foot for low-cost housing. Got to wonder about that. Heritage Wharf Gate. BIU Bond Gate. Barclay Gate. Budget Overrun Gate. General Failure of Governance Gate. 14 years of a PLP government saw overall budget runs unprecedented in Bermuda's history. And that is why, if I have to remind the opposition, why they were not elected in 2012. And that is again why this government has to spend way too much time cleaning up mess. And yes, finding ways that are unique in getting this country up and running again. You know, I hear repeatedly that, oh, Minister Fay is just allowing all these foreigners to come in and take Bermudian jobs, and yet look at the statistics. Why don't we add that? Work permit gate. The highest number of work permits issued in Bermuda's history was under the previous administration's watch. So, you know, let's get the facts correct. Let's get them out there that when the opposition wants to constantly harangue, they have a very short memory. Oh, Port Royal Gate, that's another one. We don't like to talk about in these chambers. And the list goes on and on and on.
A 45-year-old American tourist who was involved in a road traffic accident yesterday is being flown back to the United States by air ambulance for further treatment. The single-vehicle accident occurred on the North Shore Road near the Police Beach and Jennings Land in Smiths. He apparently lost control of his cycle and collided with a wall. Police are asking for witnesses to the accident to call 295-0011. The 2015 commencement ceremony at the Bermuda College Athletic Field was a fitting event for the 40-year-old institution. Charles Webb was there and has this report.
To the majestic strains of pomp and circumstance, members of the college faculty and support staff, honorary fellows, board of governors, chairs party, and graduating class all marched onto the field, forming an academic procession that was blessed with gleaming sunshine in an otherwise inclement day. The hundreds of guests were warmly welcomed by the college president, Dr. Duranda Green. Guest speaker Patrick Tannock, managing director of Exile Cattling, gave an impactful address made more significant by the fact that he is an alumnus of the Bermuda College and a strong supporter. If you did pick any stars in this impressive gathering, it would be 72-year-old Richard Powell, who graduated from the college when most men his age would be contemplating their dotage, and Waleed Lightburn, who made history as the first nursing graduate of the inaugural nursing graduate class of 2015. Time does not afford full coverage of this entire ceremony, but I suspect there was a loud cheer in the common rooms when all the graduates could shout vociferously, "We made it." For Vsb News, I'm Charles Webb.
The America's Cup organizers are finding for themselves already that one of the main challenges they will be facing out there on the Great Sound is not just the competition, but also the irresponsible behavior of a minority of boat operators who want to witness the AC-45 racing craft in action. A marine safety notice has been published by the America's Cup people and the Bermuda Water Safety Council. And Brian Darby has a précis.
While the AC-45s make a spectacular sight for spectators at speeds approaching 60 miles an hour, it can also be a challenge for local boaters who want to stay safe and get a good view of the boats in full flight. So here are some guidelines to maintaining safety for all boaters in the Great Sound. Stay at least 100 yards from the AC-45s. Follow any and all instructions from the chase boats, which will always be in the vicinity. Do not get between the AC-45s and their chase boats. Whatever the speed of your boat, you will not be able to get out of the way if any AC-45s are approaching you, so simply hold your course and speed. The AC-45s will avoid you. Do not try to alter course or speeds to avoid them. The America's Cup organizers say they want the public to enjoy having the America's Cup teams training here in Bermuda. They know that the temptation to get up close for photographs is strong, but they want the public to have respect for how fast these boats move. The sailors on board are highly professional and have a high level of control over their boats, so if you maintain a predictable course and speed, they will avoid you, and they might be just close enough for that once-in-a-lifetime shot. Brian Darby reporting for Vsb News.
The 12th Annual Guitar Festival, one of the most successful series of concerts laid on by the Bermuda School of Music, takes place this year from May 28th to the 31st at the St. Andrew's Wesleyan Church on Church Street. Organizer Steve Crawford has been able to attract another brace of internationally renowned guitarists to head up the program.
On the Thursday night, I'm opening a concert along with my colleague Jeremiah Smith from the school. We will play a selection of works by mainly Spanish and South American composers. On Friday night, we have Adam Del Monte, who is a world-renowned classical / flamenco guitarist, writer and composer. On Saturday night, we have from England Mike Dawes, who is a steel string virtuoso, and he does everything from rock, blues, all styles, folk, jazz-inspired music, and he'll be something really different this year.
Are we known overseas for putting this together? Do you get the gossip?
I try to, yeah. I try to, get emails to friends that I know in the music business abroad, and occasionally we have people that turn up at the concerts and some holiday makers who are here and see the advertisement and come along to the concert. So that's always an added bonus.
Yes, indeed. Guitar music, does it change? Do the trends change? Does somebody start doing something different?
Well, everybody's trying to break new ground, so there's no barriers anymore. We have Adam Del Monte coming, who, as I said previously, is a flamenco guitarist, but he's also studied classical guitar. He kind of splits his concerts in half, like one half classical guitar and one half flamenco, and he's a fantastic composer as well. So.
No, the youth, what happened to them on Sunday?
The Sunday we have a wonderful students' concert, gala students' concert, showcasing some of our great students, and that will be at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and then after that we will be having a rest.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
In an effort to make Bermuda's roads safer, and in partnership with Bermuda Police Service and the Bermuda Road Safety Council, Defense Broadcasting is launching a safe driving campaign, complete with thumb bands. Come into Defense Broadcasting and 94 Reed Street and make the commitment to drive safer and slower for yourself. Your voice could be featured on the radio. Get yourself a thumb band as a reminder of your commitment to drive safer and with fewer distractions. While you're at it, why not get one for someone in your life who also needs a reminder that our roads do not discriminate. They can take anyone's life. Let's drive safe, Bermuda, and arrive alive. Peace and love. Safe journeys.
Bermuda's connection with the New England Institute of Technology has seen 325 Bermudians graduate from the college in the past 15 years. And this week, another 17 emerged with honors. Minister of Home Affairs, Senator Michael Fay, is particularly proud of the Institute's involvement with his workforce development team.
In the fiscal year 2014-15, the department funded a total of 29 students, approximately $139,731 at NEIT. Mark Zeltzer, the Director of Admissions for International Students, stated, "Our 75th commencement was a highlight for another fine group of Bermudians who joined the long tradition of hundreds of NEIT graduates from the island. This year was even more special for us as the Bermuda students once again broke new ground as being the first from the island to receive the following degrees from NEIT: an Associate in Science degree in Occupational Therapy Assistant, a Bachelor of Science degree in Nursing, and a Master of Science degree in Information Technology." Truly, Madam President, the sentiments expressed by Mr. Seltzer should make Bermudians feel very proud indeed. And I would personally like to congratulate the NEIT graduating class of 2015, as well as thank their families and friends who supported them along their respective journeys. Madam President, as I conclude, I would like to provide a few quick facts about NEIT as follows. They've been helping to educate Bermuda students for over 15 years. They also reached out to industry on the island to provide training to current and future employees. They have strong relationships with the government and private schools on the island. They have an articulation agreement in place with Bermuda College. There is a long-lasting and strong partnership with an MOU, first through the NTB and now the Ministry of Home Affairs through Workforce Development. Currently, close to 35 government-sponsored students on campus. There have been close to 325 graduates on the island, broken down as follows: over 250 Associate of Science students who have attended, over 72 Bachelor of Science students who have attended, and 1 Master of Science students, with more to come.
Aspiring Bermudian musical theatre performer Maya Bridgewater has been featured in the New York Pop's 32nd birthday gala at Carnegie Hall as part of the Camp Broadway ensemble cast of 62 young performers between the ages of 12 and 16. She was the sole international representative from over 500 amateur performers who took part in the audition process, and her Carnegie Hall debut came at the culmination of a 3-day rehearsal schedule that took in master classes in vocal performance, dancing, and acting. She eventually appeared alongside an all-star cast of seasoned Broadway performers, including Queen Latifah, James Snyder, and Alan Cumming. When an expanding local company takes on 5 young Bermudians in 6 months, 3 as sales staff and 2 as warehouse staff, it has the right to crow, and that is what ESC Limited is doing. General Manager Lindsay Davis wants the community to know that the 27-year-old electrical supplies company had built up a staff of veteran employees over the years, and so when it went looking for additional staff in 2014, It was with some trepidation that it selected from an age group under the age of 27. But the experiment has been such a success that Ms. Davis wanted us to know that if you are seeking reliable, hard-working, smart, honest, all-round team players, you can look to young Bermudians with confidence. The 5 are Nikeo Swan, Brittany Leamy, Kyrie Dillis, Tori Smith, and Isaiah Saunders-Lewis. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Well, there was an exciting conclusion to the Bermuda Golf Association Senior Championships yesterday with a battle in the men's division between the defending champion Arthur Jones and overnight leader Hav Trott. However, in the end, it was Trott who persevered and became the 2015 Bermuda Senior Champion. At the start of round 3, Trott had a 2-shot lead over Jones. However, after the front 9, Jones had managed to regain the 2 shots, and the 2 players were all equal with 9 holes to play. On the 10th hole, Jones took a 1-shot lead with a birdie, but a bogey on 15 put the match back to even. On the 18th hole, both players were on the green in regulation, but Jones missed his birdie putt while Trott, in dramatic fashion, managed to stop the ball on the lip for a couple of seconds before it dropped in for the birdie. Trott, therefore, took the men's senior championship title by 1 shot. In the ladies' championship, Catherine Burney was never really challenged. She managed rounds of 82, 79, and 81, and the steady play enabled her to increase her lead each day. Ann Simons finished second, 20 shots back. Some challenge and win made Wednesday night sailing very interesting as it once again dominated the Hamilton Harbor with some 25 boats going to the start line. Nasty Madison crossed the line first with a time of 51.33 and with their correct time of 56.14 saw them finish first on the night. Crossfire was the second boat to cross the line, clocking a time of 52.36 and with a corrected time of 57.42 saw them finish third on the night. The third boat to cross the line was Smokin', clocking 1:01.56 and their corrected time of 57.42 saw them finish second on the night. Honey Badger was fourth on the night with a corrected time of 57.59 after clocking a time of 1:02.43, while Mayhem rounded out the top 5 finishers with a corrected time of 1:04.05 after clocking a time of 1 minute and 5 seconds. In 6th place was Fat Tuesdays with a corrected time of 1:01.56. Dark Star finished 7th in a time of 1:02.47. Man O' War finished 8th in a time of 1:03.07. And Shogun finished 9th in a time of 1:04 flat. Solace rounded out the top 10 finishers in the Wednesday night sailing with a time of 1:04.17.
The Belco Cup is fast approaching with the semi-finals and finals this weekend, May 16th and 17th. The semi-final matches will be played at the Somerset Cricket Club and Lords in St. David's. Join the Voice of Summer on Mix 106 where you will hear all the action. On Saturday, May 16th at the Somerset Cricket Club, the defending champion St. David's Cricket Club will take on Willowcuts, while at Lords in St. David's, Bailey's Bay will take on Southampton Rangers. The final is set to take place on Sunday, May 17th at Lords. Join me, Sean Tucker, and Jason Ford at 10:50 a.m. for all the play on both days from Lords in St. David's and find out who will be crowned the 2015 Belco Cup champions. The Voice of Summer on Mix 106 FM. Be there.
Welcome back. Patrick Nisbet continued competing at the El Touquet International Horse Jumping event in France. Competing in the 1.50 meter table A class, Nisbet, riding Quick Z, finished 34th. The pair clocked a time of 84.36, but they had 8 penalty fault points. During the 1.30 meter two-phase class, Nisbet and Quick Caparo Z finished 6th. The pair clocked a clear round time of 61.88. Nisbet and Farah Van Ketchlup finished 51st, competing in the 1.40 meter two phases class, clocking a time of 61.31, and they had 8 penalty fault points. Sudan Furbet and her University of Surrey women's football team finished second, competing in Tier 2 of a 4-tier British University College Sports League. Furbet has been part of the team for 2 seasons, and this past season saw Furbet and her teammates finish second in the new league after being promoted from Tier 3 in the 2013-14 season. Furbet appeared in all the games this season, starting every match, usually playing full 90 minutes. Furbett played in several positions, including right and left back, with appearances at center back and right wing. They closed out the season with a varsity competition where they defeated rivals Kingston University 1-0. The YAO Cal Ripken Cardinals held a comfortable 6-run lead in the second inning, but a big comeback by the Braves ended the Cardinals' hopes in a 10-9 victory at Kinley Field. Summers Mallow racked up 5 RBIs on 2 hits for the Cardinals. He doubled in the second and sixth innings. The top of the second saw the Cardinals take an early 6-0 lead. A single by Nicholas Banano plated Matt Engelman starting the inning off. The Braves stayed on top until the final out after taking the lead in the third, scoring 4 runs on 3 home runs from Aiden Washington. The Braves added 2 more runs in the bottom of the fourth. Cameron Morris doubled, scoring William Nooks to start the inning off. The Cardinals scored 3 runs in the top of the sixth to cut their deficit to 1. A 3-run double by Mello triggered the YAO Cal Ripken Cardinals comeback, but Bobby Bart ended the comeback hopes of the Cardinals with a strong relief effort to earn the saves. The Cubs were led by Kalen Painter, both with the bat and the arm, in their win over the Orioles. The Orioles were led by a 7-strikeout effort by Kieran Mallett. Painter racked up 3 RBIs on 2 hits for the Cubs. Painter brought the heat against the Orioles during his outing. The Orioles managed just 1 hit off of Painter, who allowed no earned runs, walked none, and struck out 8 during his 3 innings of work. 5 runs in the opening 3 innings allowed the Cubs to pull away from the Orioles. A walk by Peter Komposh and an RBI single by Michael Costello, combined with a costly error, supplied the early offense for the Cubs. In the third inning, Ty Piera single, bringing home Giannis Roberts. That was followed by a Sam Resnick double, scoring Piera. The Cubs added more runs in the top of the fourth with Justin Hammer hitting a single to bring home Costello. The Orioles struggled at the plate most of the afternoon outside of a towering triple by Liam McHugh, but the rally was too late. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Friday, May 15th, there will be a mix of sun and cloud. Winds will be northerly, moderate to strong, decreasing north-northeasterly and moderate overnight. We are expecting a high near 72 Fahrenheit and a low near 66 Fahrenheit. This weather forecast is the courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thanks for watching VSB News Online for Thursday, May 14th. I'm Peter Cattell.